Hello, we've made it.
Episode 25.
The big one.
And it's a special one because
if you're looking at the time code on the YouTube video, you'll see it's about an hour long.
They've already closed the window and they're like, fuck this. So
no, oh no.
We're doing the full game commentary today.
Our first we said from the very first episode we may do a podcast. This is it. This is it. It's happening
Finally
now.
done it.
Episode 25. So right before we get into how this is going to work, I'm going to put James on the spot here.
Oh, okay.
I've got a book full of notes here as well. We've got a page of other stuff. But before we get into
we're interesting people. We don't need notes.
The last episode you said what was the most awkward, worst argument interaction I've had, and you never answered it.
Oh shit.
So I answered mine, but obviously the video ended by the time we got to yours. Now I'm putting you on the spot.
All right. I've got a similar thing to you actually, in that I used to teach guitar, and I had a little kid that was a fucking twat.
You've got a kid?
All right, I taught a little kid.
Yeah,
he was a twat. Yeah, he would.
Oh, I was going to say what's his name, but let's just
no, I'm not saying that.
We'll say his name's Jimmy.
Someone.
John.
He was a bit of a dick. He was only 6 or 7, so he was a bit uncontrollable. He would jump up and tread on my feet. He was kind of annoying, so he would be during the lessons and stuff, and generally be a bit of a knob.
How long were your lessons?
Half an hour with him, but it was half an hour too long. He did actually, I think he pissed himself in one of the lessons, which was kind of funny. Eventually I was I just said to the parents, I don't want to teach this kid anymore, I'm sorry, I'm done. And that was quite awkward, because then obviously they get the hump and they're like, oh, why have you waited so long to say, or something like that. Oh, you've just been taking the money and now you're going to stop. So that was kind of awkward. I had to just be like, no, go away. I don't want to do this anymore.
This isn't worth it.
Other than that, I would say I'm not a person that loves confrontation. Otherwise, so
no, it's
I'm not one for having lots of arguments.
No, it's an awkward thing, especially with that stuff, because it's different for you because yours is it's literally you that has to deal with that kind of thing.
I was it was probably one of the few bad experiences with teaching. Actually, I was pretty lucky in that I had a lot of nice students.
Yeah.
In fact, I taught at your school, didn't I?
Well, you did.
I kind of did. I think we did a couple of GCSE classes at one point. Just came in and were the weird extra helper people for a couple of lessons. But we used to do peripatetic teaching at lunchtime. Which is kind of pointless. They were 15-minute blocks. I always felt like they were kind of a waste of time.
It's not very long, is it?
Yeah. So all the good people that I got on with, I took away and
got them to give you money.
Privately, yeah. They're all good lads from Coshon Boys.
Yeah. And that's where we are, by the way.
Don't come and find us. We're not in Coshon.
No. So yeah, that was my first that was just what I wanted to do before.
It's a good job I could think of one. I'm a bit bad on the spot sometimes.
You've been pooping yourself no.
It's like I said last time, it's kind of difficult you want to pick something out that's actually awkward with someone that you actually know. That's not fun.
No, that's not fun. So anyway, getting back to the actual podcast itself and how it's going to format. Oh yeah,
Brother Dunthorne.
We've got a few newcomers this episode, and John is also a Hall of Famer, isn't he?
He is part of the Football Hall of Fame. If you're watching this, because actually probably most of the people that play,
I think
quite a few won't have come to because we normally have an end of year curry.
Yeah.
Where we used to just go through all the stats when we were keeping them. The last couple of times, Tom Winter, pretty key in them. He used to do a lot of organising. Martin, obviously, and Gio used to.
Yeah.
But I think the last couple of times we had special Hall of Fame inductees of people that used to play but stopped.
Yeah.
So that's John, Lewis,
Yes.
and Aaron.
Yes.
I think they're the only three because two other people were going to get inducted but didn't come to the curry. So
I think we did
they
say
were
TJ
automatically-
because TJ was in the first episode. Oh, he's not the. And TJ
He
was
was
going to be one, but he didn't
thrown
turn
out
up to
'cause
the
he
curry.
didn't come.
And then is there someone else? Was it Matt Hobbs?
Yes,
Or
he
is he
didn't
going to be
come
the
either.
other Hall of Famer? So yeah, only three who managed to get the certificates.
Oh yes, we used to get like nice little certificates with like special end of year awards. What were your ones?
Mine was the player's player, which is why I'm wearing the pink shirt, isn't it?
Did you get a funny award as well, or did you just get that? Do you remember any funny awards? So everyone used to just get a funny award, didn't they?
Well, the main ones are player's player, which is the pink shirt, MVP, which we said was Cole with the black shirt, and the Ballon de Magnet, isn't it?
I won that once, yeah.
What did you win it for? Because that's basically like the main funny joke one, isn't it? Where
I won one just for getting hit by the ball all the time, like some kind of ambulance award. Because I had a season where I was just sort of turn and go. That's Mark.
Yes.
Mark. Struggling with the groin last week, wasn't he?
Well,
we saw him pull up early in the episode because obviously, like, he goes down, and we knew in the game he went down at the end of the game with like his groin had gone. Then when we watched the episode, we were like, "Oh, bloody hell!"
It
Like,
happened straight away. Literally, Mark. Yeah, so Mark, who just scored then, gets injured with his groin. Alan.
He's not playing here, I don't think, because
I think Alan's already in goal. Literally, the first touch he has.
Is this the actual episode where they all get injured?
Yeah.
Ah, okay, right.
Alan
Spoilers.
with his first touch gets injured, so he goes in goal for like the whole time. So Alan's also new. He's currently the one in goal. Mark's on the ball now. Then there's Daryl, who's also on the ball at the moment.
So they're all kind of friends of Pistol Pete, aren't they?
Yeah.
Who's Lewis's dad, who Lewis in the Hall of Fame. Lewis, who very first started organising football with us, which is why he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I think so. Rare Hall of Famer making an appearance.
Yeah, we don't see it ever. This is the first time.
Yeah.
On video.
So a few newcomers this week, and the way the podcast was going to work is that we're watching it. Hopefully, it should be concurrently with how you're watching it at the moment. We're just going to watch the whole hour, commentate over the football, bring up other stuff that we're into and what we want to talk about.
I'm going to segue here.
Already.
Yeah,
we're already just outlining the podcast.
Is there anything else you want to say then?
No.
No. Well, why don't we segue into
our first topic?
Why we started doing this and how we make the videos? Because while we were sitting here, I was like, good job because we were like, should we face cam this or not? Basically, beforehand we were talking about it, and then I just thought, how would we record the audio if we weren't doing the face cam? We wouldn't be able to record us talking.
No, I was thinking of the task cam.
Oh, you were thinking about that. I don't think
we'd just be speaking at a monitor. We don't have any audio.
I don't think we've got the SD cards for it anymore, to be honest. I don't think we've got an extra one.
I found this one.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. So, with that behind the scenes technical talk, why don't we segue now into why we started doing this, how we've done it. Let's just go through it all. What happens, some of you might be interested in how we actually do these, what goes into it.
YouTubers who want to know how the pros do it.
Yeah, we're going to go through
to a different channel.
Because as some of you may or may not know, we work in a recording studio which does sounds for toys, which is why we have access to all the stuff to make the videos. Really.
Yeah.
So, why did we start? Originally, I was talking about this with George.
Yeah, who does the stats
Geo,
we mentioned before.
The previous 1 season, 2 seasons?
1 season.
Yeah, he'd been keeping like notes on an Excel sheet. He'd been keeping all the stats of the year. It's really cool. At the end of year curry, we had this whole sheet of stats. We had a top scorer for the year. He did really well. We had like win percentages, didn't we? I think Tom had even gone into like the weather and stuff like that, which was kind of funny.
Goals per game we had.
Yeah, like most winning person and.
Excuse me. Just the amount of wins and losses. Yeah, obviously. To get the win percentage.
It was interesting. So
I think that I can't think there was anything else. So yeah, Tom did have the weather.
It was kind of like who won most bibs or
which
colours.
Actually turned out I think it was
like almost
equal.
I think goals scored was like super equal as well, wasn't it? It was like wins was very equal, and not that means anything because we pick the teams pretty randomly every week. So
yeah, but
it was a strange coincidence that it worked out that it was actually very balanced all the time. So anyway, I'm a YouTube fan. I watch lots of game stuff. You as well. So
yeah, I love watching YouTube.
I started talking to George about what wouldn't it be cool if we started videoing these and just doing. I don't know what I was thinking at that point. A little highlights package.
I think you guys just wanted to improve on.
Yeah, I think we were just going to film them and kind of keep the stats a bit better, and then I wasn't sure what it was going to be at that point, but like there's a Football Manager YouTube that I quite like that I watch a lot. It's like smallish, and I thought I could do this. He's quite good. I could do this kind of editing. I think I could kind of do this. A guy called Dr. Benji, who does Football Manager YouTubes because I fucking love Football Manager. It's amazing, but I realised at a point that kind of takes over my life a bit. So
what was
stopped.
What was the hours? Because Steam has the good old hours played on the game just to make you feel bad when you see it. What was
not nearly as bad as probably some people like. The last time I was properly playing one, I probably had 300 or 400 hours in it.
Damn!
Which is
that's a lot.
That's small numbers for like a proper Football Manager player. My last one. All right, before we go back into I'm going to talk about my last Football Manager save. My last one, and I pretty much gave it up after this. And that was why I started watching like this YouTube guy, because I was like, if I find a guy that I can watch and enjoy this game still, I can still enjoy the game. But I can watch this for like 15 minutes a day rather than come home and play it for 4 hours a day. Because I was like, this needs to go because it's taken over my life. But I had a great save to finish off. I started because you can pick like you can pick like what qualifications you have, like what you were as a player before you became a manager, and it affects what job you get offered first.
Right.
Well, you can start at any club, but the last time I was like, right, I'm going to start unemployed, I'm going to start with no badges, like no reputation, so I got like a non-league job, and like worked all the way up getting different jobs and stuff, and ended up at Arsenal winning like the Champions League and everything. It's like so good Football Manager. You know why I like that? We're going to come back to talking about games later on, so maybe we can remember that. But the thing I like about that game and lots of games now is that you kind of make your own story.
Yeah.
Like you bring players through the youth academy, and it's like it really feels like your own
players.
story. Yeah. You get like really attached to these players, and so this Dr. Benji guy, that's what he kind of does. He really sort of creates stories, and you kind of follow him going, like this year he's kind of made his own club and like starting from like this super low tier of football, and it's gone all the way. It's like lasted all year, this Football Manager series, all the way up to the Premier League, where he's like only now in these new episodes he's like starting to challenge to win the Premier League. And it's like, so I was like, that's cool. I'd love to do something like that, but with our five-a-sides football, like where you have the people, you can make your own little stories, and so it ended up that we decided we were going to do it. I don't know how.
I wanted to shoehorn in on the idea because
how did you get involved?
Similar
really?
to you, because I was like, I'm just going home watching YouTube, playing PlayStation or computer games, and I was like, it's just a waste of my life, basically.
Yeah, I think we were both at a point where we kind of didn't have a lot of stuff going on outside of work. We were like, oh, we both really want a project that we can kind of like make something we're proud of.
It's a lot more, in my eyes, it's a lot more productive doing something for other people. Not for other people, as well as it's nice, like, just here, it's nice watching to see how you play, what you do, like, in retrospect.
We've been able to see all these goals, and it's been really cool, and we've had some really funny moments in all these videos.
Yeah.
And
it's been enjoyable as well. It's just doing something that's other than just don't know,
going home and just consuming rather than making.
Yeah.
And I think, like, these haven't had a million views. I think we had hopes that this might turn into something a bit more than it was. No, I don't think we've really tried to make it much more than it was by actually promoting it. But we thought it might. I think these are good enough that these could have got like a few hundred or a few thousand views or something like that.
Yeah.
We thought maybe there was a chance it was going to catch on and turn into something.
But
despite that, I think, even though this is going to be a bit egotistical, this set of videos are awesome.
Yeah.
And, like, we're always going to have these, and we can go back and watch them, and it's always going to be something that we've done together and, like, be proud of. They're always going to be on YouTube unless, like, the world ends.
Yeah.
And I go and have a little look at them every now and then and think, like, look, 25 episodes of this, it's like a year's worth of work.
It's we do put a good few hours in it as well.
Yeah.
It's like you said, like
Should we talk about, so we'll come back to reminiscing, but should we talk about, like, what goes into making them?
Yeah.
So first of all, we decided, because we worked together, we decided eventually we were going to start making them, because it's difficult for Gio to kind of come in and sort these out all the time. We're here together.
Yeah.
We can stay for a bit after work. So it made a lot of sense that we did it, and Gio was kind of helping out with the stat keeping and that kind of thing. So that first episode, we really weren't sure what it was going to be that much. I think we decided it was going to be like a highlights thing, I think, eventually, hadn't we?
Yeah. I mean, we just bought the video, and I think we were just, like, thinking of how we were going to do it, and we'd do, like, a review on, which obviously what we've done. We were thinking of doing a podcasty one.
Well, yeah, we were going to do a weekly podcast, weren't we? Which is pretty much what this is right now. It was going to be with the game
ideally.
on.
I mean, ideally, what I was thinking,
for an hour every week.
I was hoping it was going to be, in an ideal world, we'd have like a rotation of people at football, so it would be like quite nice.
That's kind of what I was hoping, but it's
it's
hard
just
to
time,
organise that stuff. Yeah,
like the amount of you don't think of it like when YouTube or people you watch talk about it, saying how much, like how long each video takes to do, but like you think we're doing a 10-minute video, it wouldn't take that long, but it takes about 6-7 hours.
Yeah, somebody asked me the other day, and they were kind of like, I said, it takes most of the week of our lunch times, and we stay after work for an hour, 2 hours. For some of the special episodes, we've stayed longer to sort these out. So for example, we've stuff that you don't think about. I've written all the music that's in all of it. I've recorded and produced all of that. We've had to make the little graphics, the score thing in the corner. That was surprisingly
annoying.
hard work. Considering I made the intro graphic and the team sheet graphics I had to make up in Photoshop. So why don't you take us through the process start to finish, because you do a lot of the actual video editing.
Yeah.
And I sit here looking at my phone and and thinking about memes to stick in normally, and trying to think of like funny stuff to put in it.
So that's like one of the main where a lot of the hours go into, is just literally just what, because obviously you have to watch the video.
So start to finish. So Thursday we take the GoPro, we record the game, you get it back. Usually Friday, early in the week, you start. So what do you do? So
let's say start Monday. I've got a template, and I'll label up the videos with the dates first of all, what date we recorded them, and then I'll put the videos in order, and then literally, initially, this was stupid. Initially, I would watch through the videos, and we've got an Excel sheet as well.
Got one open on the screen. Right, so it has all the notes of everything that happens in the game. We've got like the time stamp of where everything happens in the game, every goal, everything we thought was interesting.
Yeah, each player associated with it, and then we've also got every player that's playing and like goals and assists, just so it's easy to see who's got what, and you can just basically it's literally initially I just went through doing the spreadsheet and watching it, but then it's just easier and quicker if you just go through it and do it all at once. So you like cut up the video when something happens, and then just literally go through the hour. And that it's normally about...
What does it take to edit an hour video?
It's normally about double, maybe triple the time.
You spend a good 2 or 3 hours, turning that hour that we record into what you watch on YouTube.
This is just some weird lighting effect.
Oh yeah, what was that about? Anyone who knows, I mean, how long are we in now? 20 minutes. Yeah, if you're still watching, let us know. But
comment, timestamp the video.
Yeah, that's it. Type in 2120. That's where we're at, if you're still watching right now. So you'll go through that first watch. You'll make your Excel sheet. It gets edited into the highlights. Then we get left with that.
Yeah.
Then we have to go back through and we try and
compile all the video clips together.
Yeah, we try and look for anything that's funny at that point. So we watch it all again and try and think what's funny here. We try and think of different videos we've seen, different memes, and we then start getting them off the internet and putting them into the video.
Yeah. So just in between that, we've also got so the scores, we've got like tiles for the scores, as well as like the dash and the scoreboard. So they get cut up as well as the video, and we have to like drag each number where we want it, basically.
And a little bit of water there, there's a little droplet of water
on
the
that's
camera
what I was thinking. It gets a bit
that
rainy.
Must be what it is. There's kind of like a droplet on me at the moment, isn't there?
Yeah, and then we get to what you said, where we go through the video, just making sure it's all good, and like we zoom in where we want to zoom in, because obviously we have to zoom in for every single time the ball's at the other end, or there's a highlight at the other end, just so it's easy to see. And then we go through. Normally I've made a note of if anything funny happens. Normally I make a note of just anything, basically, anything relevant, anything that's strange.
When it is with the droplets.
Yeah. So anything funny we try and amplify with memes and...
Yeah, that was very much our approach early on. In those first few episodes we kind of just
they were very
meme-tastic,
weren't
they? So then once we kind of got that all prepared, we'll then do the commentary. So we then watch the video as you watch it, we commentate over it, and then record that face cam at the same time.
I'm trying to come up with some cringy, funny idea of doing a post-credit scenes. Recently, we didn't think of doing that until...
There were a few episodes in when we started doing...
What was the first one? Because we were...
Oh, it's the one where we were like... go to like whack each other off at the end.
But why did we think of it?
I can't remember now. I think it was just like...
We might have been talking about Marvel or something, because obviously they've got the post-credit scenes, and we were just like, we should put our own one in.
I think the thing with these is we've become more and more confident. We wanted to try and push ourselves to make them more and more interesting each time. So we were like, we were finding it pretty easy at that point to make the video. So I think we were like, why don't we start putting post-credit stuff? Why don't we think of funny themes for them all? Yeah, we started making the thumbnails. We kind of took some nice pictures. Then we do the commentary, we think of any funny post-credit scenes we want to do, record them, and then it's like a final tightening up the audio levels and like sorting out the audio from the GoPro, because it doesn't record the best audio.
No. We did use the Tascam.
Early on there was probably actually slightly better audio quality, but I mean, that's great for people that work at an audio company, but we can't really be bothered to set the microphones
up.
No,
not every time.
So the GoPro does the job, and then that is it. So I mean, to make a 10-15 minute video. How long do you reckon that's?
I'd say it's about 7-8 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I wouldn't say that's including export time either, because exporting stuff takes about an hour.
Yeah, and then we have to get it onto YouTube. You have to do all your tags and all that kind of thing. So
yeah, I'd say it's about that.
About that a week to make a video, and then when we've done the special ones like
well, I was going to say Mr. Soon and
Mr. Soon
when we were
and
talking
the
about
vlogging
confident,
ones.
like, they're the epitome of like
they took a
the
lot
confident.
more, didn't they?
Yeah, God, that Mr. Soon. We're going to point it out now. Well, I am, but after Mr. Soon, there's an Easter egg that no one picked up. It was too good. It was too good to pick up, to be fair.
The episode before was the one where I do everything backwards, which I'll put my hands up. That was my idea. It was a shit idea. But there we go. We did it anyway. So at the end of the Mr. Soon episode, there's the post-credit thing where I'm recording the face cam for the sun.
Yeah.
And what's in the background?
Yeah. You should go and watch it.
What is in the background?
And see if you can notice anything.
Can you see?
Because they link.
The little teaser from the backwards episode at the end of the Mr. Soon episode. Check it out.
Yeah, see if you can find it.
You'll see the kind of effort we go into for the videos.
Literally that. We were just like, I think, was it I had the stupid idea of being like, wouldn't it be cool if we did this? And we had already recorded the face cam, and it was like...
We went to like insane lengths to try and do it on this original video, and we were like, this is dumb.
Fuck this.
And then we re-recorded it, and
it worked perfectly.
Filmed it in a way that it was much easier to make that joke happen. But man, no one would have known that one.
No, no one did know it.
No, no one said so.
Anyway, should we get into it? We've spoken quite a lot about that.
Yeah, I hope you find it interesting. I hope you kind of get...
an idea.
Yeah, like putting in a lot of effort to make the videos for everyone, and
it's enjoyable.
Yeah, it's basically been it's been awesome. I'm really proud of them all because they're good pieces of work. I think.
There's not been an episode where I've been like, this is pants.
No, we've done a few where we've just done kind of the commentary, but
standard stuff.
I think we had a good few. Like the Love Island one was where we really started theming them and
we won't get into it much, but we're planning to, like, at the end of the year to do some good stuff. I won't say anything more.
Let's just say, I don't want to say anything that's happening with these, but anyone who's watching now, just watch out on Christmas Day. Christmas Day, there might be something. A little video.
And I completely forgot where I'm going. Oh, because we were looking back on some of the other episodes, and we were like, oh, what happens in this episode? This is probably just a standard normal one where we don't do much, and we end up watching a bit, and we were like, God, forgot about that bit. No, these aren't rubbish. These are these aren't standard. It's just
start being egotistical again, but like they're pretty like quality when I watch them back. Like, this is funny.
Because we should probably wrap up and talk about other stuff, but I'll say this last thing. We'll talk for a while about this, but when we were going right at the very start, I think we were only about 4 or 5 episodes in. I just watched them all back to back just one morning because I was like, let's just see what they're like. And I texted you straight away after. I was like, these are amazing. I love these. I could watch these all day. These are so good. Like, we've done quite good work because we didn't watch all of them back, the whole thing. But like back to back, when you've got a few episodes stocked up, it's quite nice just to watch them all. Especially now, because I haven't watched a few of them, like not as in like the whole, literally the whole video. But it should be quite an interesting watching 25 episodes from this point at least, going all the way back and seeing what they're like. But yeah, anyway.
So yeah,
we'll move on.
That's a bit about us.
Yeah, that's how we make the videos and whatnot. So we have got, what do you want to start with? Do you want to start from your list or mine?
If you've got some stuff, let's go for it.
So I'll give you a bit of backstory. About 3 years ago now, we used to have these birthday lunches at work, and I can't remember how we got in. We were talking about just creating apps and stuff, and we just thought if there was just like this mate, like starting a conversation app, just like really boring office.
Yeah, that's how it came up. Yeah,
really boring office.
I think that one of the early jokes was like, "What am I up to
This is where you're doing the Thunderstruck intro, and then the ball song came. But yeah, go on.
I think we started joking about like just boring conversations, wasn't it?
Boring
like how
conversation we have at work.
we started banning like what are you up to at the weekend because it's like such a those kind of like non-questions where it's absolutely going nowhere. You're just filling time in a
basically. Well, we actually banned that until Fridays.
Yeah, and then
then we were allowed.
Because some people were like going Wednesday, Thursday because the crushing boredom of being together like every day. You're like, oh, what are you up to on the weekend? I don't know. It's Tuesday. So yeah, we thought an app of like let's get to know each other. I think that was really the start of like everyone
getting quite close.
Yeah. We've had people move on recently, which has kind of been sad. But we had a really like tight group for
tight group. Unfortunately Amy's moved on now. She's the one
Amy's in the video.
Stop laughing. But yeah, so basically for birthday lunches we used to come up with these boring questions about each other. So for instance, we'll start off with one.
Right.
What's your favourite pizza topping?
Well,
I know this is how boring it is. This is how boring it is. I know what this answer is. It's so boring.
I know. I like cheese and tomato. I like margarita. I have.
To be fair, I can't say much more.
I think just like loads of toppings and stuff ruins it for me. Like I've got kind of simple tastes, so like when
simple Jack.
Yeah, when you just start adding like. I'm not into like adding like all the barbecue beef and pulled pork on the top. Yeah, I just think it ruins it. Like sometimes you just cramming a load of stuff together. Well, you know that you don't like mixing food together.
Pitch 2 podcast sponsored by Nestle Pure Life.
Do you want to send us some free water? We never got a sponsor, did we?
No.
Where's our Ladbroke sponsorship or something like that? Happy Power, I use them.
Yeah, I'm not much better. I like pepperoni on mine, so it's not I'm not like having the most exotic pizzas, but.
Is that your favourite then? Pepperoni?
Also, if you fancy commenting on if you have any answers for these boring mundane questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. We'd love to know who's watching these videos.
Yeah, we got Matt Sturt had a comment on there, didn't we?
Yeah.
So well done to him. Big Daddy Sturt.
That was the Nick Cage one, wasn't it? The Nick Cage film.
Congrats to Sturt.
We got some comments in our actual football group. It was like, no, we want them to comment on the actual video. Like,
yeah, we want to be real YouTubers. I don't want to be a real boy. No kidding.
So yeah, that was just an example of the first one. Here, should we do 3?
Get to know each other. Do you want me to ask you? You do some for me, and I'll do some.
Okay. What else have we got? What are you eating at the moment? Well,
what am I really into?
No, what are you currently eating?
Oh, sorry.
You're drinking.
I'm drinking some water. Do you know what I'm into?
Can you taste?
No, shut up. I tell you what.
What are you really into?
I make a vegetarian cottage pie. I made it the other day. Yeah. I have to make it for you one day. It's nice.
I'll
put it up there. It's no meat, but I think you'd like it.
Yeah, I do like pie. That's good.
I'm shit at cooking, otherwise, but that one I've got quite good at now. That's like my one go-to dish if someone's coming round and I'm like, I'm gonna cook. That's it. That's the one.
I just made a recent discovery literally when I went to M&S before here, right? And I'm probably gonna sound stupid, but my mum asked me to get some spare ribs because we're having that tonight. I think spare ribs are beef.
Aren't they normally pork?
They are pork. Can you get beef ribs? Because I just always thought
they'd
they
be
were
fucking massive, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Actually, I'm sure I've had them before. That rhymes. That's my song. It's another start of one of our good songs.
I'd had
them before. Yeah. I knew
I think the problem is they'd end up being like, Fred Flintstone when he goes to get ribs.
I wouldn't complain about that.
I think they'd be too big, that's what the problem is.
I was just like, because I looked at the B file and there's. This is exactly like the mundane question, but there were no ribs on the B file. I was like, are beef ribs not a thing?
Is that one of your? That's one of like our questions. Was like, what are like the most retarded things you've kind of done in later life where you're like, I'm a fucking dummy.
Yeah, that's like,
like,
that could.
You thought when you've had barbecue ribs, you thought you'd been having beef until that point.
Not necessarily.
You thought cows had tiny little ribs.
I know, like pork.
They're like Prince. They had them removed so they can suck their own dick.
I know. I thought that was Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, both.
I know about pork. I just thought most of them were beef. There just weren't any on the beef file, and I was I'm confused.
I don't think it's a thing as much, to be fair.
I'm
on the ball. I'm on the ball.
Oh, smashed it. Fuck off. Right.
Pass.
Is Domino's worth it?
No. I've changed my mind, actually. I used to love Domino's, but don't know, it's just too greasy and sickly and horrible for me nowadays.
Well, what if they were cheaper? Because they're quite expensive, aren't they?
Yeah, nah.
Just never.
Pizza Express better now.
Pizza Express better.
Pizza Express better now. I went Pizza Express and got pizza.
What? When?
No, I was doing an Amy. I was getting.
Oh.
Anyway.
Was I
there? Yeah, no, I'm not into it anymore. I kind of got an old man's tummy nowadays as well. Like, probably spending too much time with Lucy, but
Gary Oldman's tummy.
It gets angry now if I eat horrible things, and like greasy pizza just makes me feel a bit sick nowadays.
I used to have Domino's every week.
Every week?
Yeah. 2 for Tuesday.
Bloody students using their student loan on rubbish.
Using my money
my
on
taxpayers' money.
Fuck you, mate.
Fuck you, mate. Need to get more money to the Premier League footballers, and you're taking it away from them.
I don't have them. I rarely have takeaway anymore. I still like it, so I'm going to say it is worth it, but only on Tuesdays, because then you can get two for Tuesday. It's like 2 for the price of 1. Otherwise, it's like £15 pizza, and that's just So, final mundane question. Your favourite biscuit? We'll come back to those at a later point.
Right.
We've got to start whizzing through this. We wrote down shit tons of content before. And
the trouble is we're too interesting, so we just have so much to talk about. We're like, we're going to run out. So,
favourite biscuit? Let's go.
Every day.
Bourbons.
Every day, because I'm a poor man, I try to live a bit more frugally now. So I do like a ginger biscuit.
Ginger biscuits. Is so
Tesco's ginger biscuit, 30p a pack. That's value town. That's a pack of biscuits a week for 30p.
That's pretty good.
Outside of that though,
ginger biscuits.
They're nice. Yeah. I used to love just the digestive dipped in tea. You don't drink tea, though.
I don't drink hot drinks.
But like probably the best like the shortbread kind of chocolate chip biscuits. Oh, I could just eat a whole packet, I think, probably. M&S cookies are good. Do you want me to do some different ones?
I was thinking we could segue into one of your topics.
All right. Right, what do you want to talk about then? Do you want to talk about... let's talk about what we're up to, actually, because I'm getting married.
You are getting married,
this month.
Yes.
By the end of this month, I will be a married man.
No longer single.
I know. Everyone watching has missed their chance to snap me up.
He had to.
So
Master,
you're up.
Gio, all the guys watching this video. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Who's the bride to be?
Annette. So she is my long-suffering partner, who we've been together for 16 years.
And when did you get engaged?
Last year.
Where did you get engaged?
Oslo. Yeah, it was nice. We got engaged a year tomorrow, because we got engaged on her birthday on the 4th of October.
4th of October.
yeah, so...
Oh, classic, on the birthday.
We've been engaged, yeah, so went to Oslo, we went to a Michelin star restaurant, which was the special treat for the whole holiday with. Now, I was kind of always thought, like, the posh food, oh, you get small portions, posh food, all that rubbish. Let me tell you, it was unreal.
Was it small?
Yeah, but it was a taster menu.
Get loads of, like...
It's a taster menu, so you get like what, 8 courses, 10 courses. You get all these tiny things. I know it sounds snobby, but I was like, wow, this food is like next level. Like to have proper, really nice food, like cooked to a super pro level. I was like, everything tasted a little bit shit. After that, I was like, wow. I kind of suddenly realised normal stuff is nice, but it is actually like when you have something cooked by someone like top level, like, it's so nice. I would say go and try it. It's expensive. It's got to be like a, you know, like a special thing for that year or that couple of years or something, where you're going to go and spend a couple £100 on a meal or something. But
it's worth it
if you can afford it. I would say it's really worth it. It's like it's a real experience. Yeah, I thought it was lovely. And there's stuff that I wouldn't try, like, because it was in Oslo, Norway. They had all sorts of kind of fish and that kind of thing that I wouldn't maybe always eat. Oh, it was lovely. And we'd done one maybe a couple of years before in Denmark, and that was really nice as well, similar kind of thing. But I would highly recommend doing something like that. Meal. Yeah, and because it's trying all sorts of different things, like all these tiny versions of little stuff. You try all this stuff that you'd never tried. I had never had an oyster before. I had an oyster. I don't think I'd ever had caviar before. But it was lovely.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we had the meal, got engaged, went out.
And then
nice.
we've got your big old Halloween party coming up.
So then, we're getting married on Monday. Then we're going to have
Red Dead coming out.
So I've got the week off to play that. No, we'll talk about that in a minute. And then on the Saturday, we've got a lovely big Halloween party, which hopefully lots of people are going to come. And we're going to be playing some music, and that's where we come in, because you're going to be making your musical performance debut by playing saxophone. Because we're playing Ghostbusters, yeah. So I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, you're playing. So your band Taikonaut,
yeah. We've got a whole load of covers. I think we might play 1 or 2 originals, not more than 2, because I don't think we need to play too many originals. And it's a party, isn't it? As much as I'd love to think everyone loves their songs. I might, because I'm also playing. Lucy, the other girl who was in this video, not this one. She was in the
Amy episode.
Yeah,
she's been in a couple actually.
She was the one where the 2 girls were commentating the video.
I don't know why, but 2 girls one cup just came to my mind.
Please. I won't be happy about that. That's fine. They won't watch this.
I'm not saying that they reminded me of it. It's just the way you said 2 girls, and I was like 1 cup.
So she was the blonde one in that episode. So I've been doing a nice bit of music with her, which maybe
sounds good. You should check it out.
Yeah, maybe you've seen it coming up on Facebook. But if you haven't, like, you should go and watch it, because we've been getting like a few thousand views. It's been going down pretty well, so you should get on board while we're still
bloody released the songs yet.
Small enough to talk to me, because I'll be, as soon as I get famous, I'm going to be removing you off Facebook.
Fuck you, mate.
Fuck you, mate. So maybe, because we're playing our first little show this week, so
you're skipping bloody Thursday football for it.
Oh no,
slag.
Sorry, music comes before football, I'm afraid. So maybe, I did mention it the other day, but if that'll probably go pretty well on tomorrow. So yeah, maybe we might do a couple of acoustic songs before we start playing. I think that'd be kind of nice. And that'll probably be about an hour and a half's worth of music. So I think that's like more than enough, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, jeez. I always look up as I'm doing something rubbish.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so you're going to be playing saxophone, which is really cool actually. Yeah. It's going to be fun playing. You're going to probably come to a rehearsal in a couple of weeks. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, should be
I'll
interesting.
stay and watch a bit of Nightman afterwards.
What's Nightman?
Yeah, it's a TV show that me and Sam found this like really wank superhero TV show that we started watching called Nightman. Really god awful. So it's obviously around about the time of probably just after the New Adventures of Superman. I don't know if you remember that, with Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher was in it. There was like a before Smallville, there was like that 90s Superman, which was actually like pretty popular. So I think that kind of slightly reinvigorated superheroes on TV. It's also around about the time of the X-Files, so you can really get like it's a bit X-Files influenced, but it's like wank. And me and my friend Sam, we love film and TV that's like kind of shit and like a little bit shit acting and a little bit like kind of crappy special effects and stuff like that. So it is quality. He is a saxophone player actually. He's such a wank superhero ability. He gets he's just struck by he's in like this cable car in the first episode. Not a cable car, a tram.
Right.
He gets struck by lightning, the tram. Somehow then he's the only one that gets hit by lightning in the tram. Somehow that gives him, they're like, it's some kind of cosmic storm or some really shit thing. And he gets the wankest superhero power. He gets the power to kind of sense evil. So it's really shit because it ruins. We were talking about this after we watched the first episode. Basically, I did Sam's podcast, which is called Segmentertainment.
I was going to try and segue that into.
Yeah, Segmentertainment. It's a podcast by my buddy. Go and check it out on iTunes. It's everywhere. It's cool. It's got like good comedians on it. It's got him. He's good. It's got me on it. I'm on a couple of episodes. Pennyfold, great character.
Boy.
So we would.
Oh, it's me.
So we'd watched a bit of Nightman on the internet, and we'd been looking to see if we could buy the whole stuff. Now, obviously, it never came out on DVD because it's wank.
Yeah.
But some people have made like bootleg DVD copies of it that they sell on the internet. Anyway, they were kind of expensive. They were like, I found some that were like 18, 90 quid or something. So I did. I went over to my friend's wedding in the summer, and I made the song for his first dance, which is kind of nice. I made this. It was nice to be asked to. So when they had their first dance, I made a cover of an Electric Six song. So it was really nice. It was nice to be involved. But as a thank you, he listened to Sam's podcast and he heard, because there's a bit where we basically say like, a bit jokingly how we did, we're like, oh, anyone listening, if you want to send us in a copy of Nightman, and basically he did, he bought it for me and sent it. So we've got like all 2 seasons of Nightman now.
How many episodes are there?
That's loads, it's fucking loads.
Yeah,
it's
back
quality
when TV
as
had
well.
like 30 episodes a season.
It's cool because it's kind of superhero, but it's kind of like, because there's stuff like X-Files and Buffy out at the same time, it kind of veers sometimes into the supernatural. There's this really... We accidentally started on the first episode of the second season the other day before we went back and went to the beginning. But like, there's a weird episode where they like go into the internet, and it's like, you know, the early days of it. It's quality. We should watch an episode after rehearsal. It's just you can't. Nobody unironically makes stuff like that anymore. So it's like
not cool. Is it?
Yeah, it's like really enjoyable because they're trying to kind of make quite a good thing, but it's just bad. It's like it's a good level of bad and good. Like it's quite well made, and it's really good. So Nightman, check it out.
Nightman.
But actually, that was what I was going to say. It's a really terrible power because basically at the start of every episode, he kind of knows who the bad guy is.
I was gets rid of the tension a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I was talking about it with you, I think, and it like part of like an enjoyment of the viewer is you kind of imprint on the protagonist, don't you? And you go on the journey.
You uncover the mystery.
Yeah, and if he at the start of every episode goes, "Oh, he's bad," it's like that's stupid, isn't it? Like if you're watching, part of the good thing about Batman is he's like a detective and he's kind of uncovering stuff, isn't he? And
you want to foil the
Even
plan, so you don't want to
Superman,
know the plan.
Yeah, Superman, even him with all his powers, he very rarely just knows what's going on from the start, does he? He kind of has to figure it out.
Yeah.
So I was like, God, this is a really dumb idea because it kind of just ruins it every time. But it's good anyway, yeah, so maybe we'll watch an episode of that.
Right. Mundane question. You ready?
Do you want me to ask you something?
I'll answer as well.
Right.
Oh, well, you can...
No, go on there if you want to answer.
Literally, we've got
you pick
four pages of mundane questions that I've wrote down.
We used to like do this. We had a period where we used to do this. Like every time somebody had a birthday lunch, we would just sit and think of questions to ask each other.
Okay, I'll do two. I'll do one quick one. Mace Windu, yes or no? I'm a no.
The prequels are a bit crappy anyway, though. I don't think they would be better without him. So yes.
So yes, okay. Right.
It's kind of dumb, but I don't think they would make the films better if he wasn't in it.
What's your favourite egg? And why?
I mean...
I like scrambled.
Oh. I'm such a fucking retard. I think I'm tired. I'm a bit ill. I was gonna go chicken. I was like, I don't know how the other ones taste.
I was thinking...
I've never had an ostrich egg.
We were literally talking about emu eggs today.
It's because that, I think that's what really
I was
threw
like,
me.
oh, he's not thinking of saying like emu egg or something.
Platypus.
Or is it echidna?
Echidna, yeah.
Which is a hedgehog. So yeah, mine's scrambled just because I think I like the texture. I like the kind of flavour of it. It's a bit different to fried egg. Fried egg's like the normal one, isn't it?
I mean, fried egg in a sandwich or fried egg in a breakfast. Oh,
it works a lot, doesn't it?
It's really nice. What about egg in a cake?
Egg in a cake?
I don't need egg in a cake.
I mean, the only cake that I've had egg in is fucking pork pie. Oh, you know, and it's not really a cake. I know, but it's just, I just wanted to say. What are they called? What's the egg in the pork pie called?
Scotch egg.
No,
Oh.
Scotch eggs, just, it's got that.
A boiled egg in the middle? Poached egg?
No. That one.
I thought it's called something else when it has an egg in it. The pork pies always have an egg in.
Not always. It's just there's that pork pie that you can get and like a boiled egg in something. Oh, he's looking at.
I'm looking it up. Keep it going.
So yeah, there.
Oh, snickler
rocks. What other topics have we got here? Let's talk about some other stuff that we've got.
Pork pie.
Oh right, so let's talk about stats. So we were going to say who we think is, because even though we do the stats each week, we don't necessarily accumulate them. We kind of send them to George, so hopefully he's been doing them, or at least got them all accumulated to who's got the most goals and assists, own goals, that kind of thing. But we were going to bet on who's the top scorer.
Hold on, breaking news, Jeff. It's called a gala pie.
Gala pie. Okay.
I didn't know that.
They're pretty good. Did you not know they existed then?
No, not really. I don't think I've tried one. I'm not as big a pork pie fan as you
Oh,
are.
I love it. The butcher.
Sorry, go back into it. I wasn't listening, so I was looking that up.
So I was talking about the bets we were going to make about who's got most goals, who's got
We've kind of got an idea of what's been going on, but we haven't, because we want to keep it a surprise for the end of the season, right? I mean, Carl was an early front runner. He's been away a lot.
Yeah.
Actually, who's on the ball right now? Was that
Rob?
Was Rob.
Rob
is winning.
We kind of got an idea of top scorer, yeah. Assists though, we don't really know.
Who knows?
Yeah. It's not a bad idea saying Rob because he's so involved in goals.
He's a good player, so he's often involved in stuff. Martin as well, maybe.
Yeah, Martin racks up the assists. We need someone who's got a lot of appearances. Who do you reckon has made the most appearances?
I missed quite a few at the start, so there's been periods when everyone's been away a bit. It probably is you. You've been consistently.
Possibly.
You and Martin, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say Martin might be up there.
I don't remember Martin missing many this year.
I'm going to bet on. Oh, there's John nutmegging me.
Oh,
absolute
get
filth.
wrecked.
Oh. I'm going to say I've got the most appearances. Not by much. You don't have that many less than me, I don't think.
Really? Yeah.
No, because there have been times I've been on holiday.
Yeah. It's probably Martin then, because I feel like he's always
because he organises it, so it could be.
He's going to be up there for goals and assists then.
Assists. I'm going to plump with.
Now Rob can't pass, so it's not really. He never manages to pass to me.
I'm going to plump with Martin. I'm going to go with Martin.
I think so. He specifically said to me the other day that he was kind of going for just assists quite a lot. So.
Is that because he can't score?
Yeah. So it could well be him.
Yeah. So they're my bets for. So Rob, I'm going Martin for assists, and I'm going for me for appearances.
Other stuff will be interesting, like who's won the most. That'll be.
Yeah, I don't think that's me.
That's going to probably be Cole because it goes on percentage, isn't it? So he won't be hurt by having played.
Yeah, we should have a qualification like you have to play so many games.
Yeah, he's missed a lot, so he might miss the cut there. But we'll see.
Well,
we'll see the total. We'll have to work out the total number of games we've actually had, which is easy because it's just the episodes. But yeah. Is there like anything else you want to like? Because we're just kind of going over a bit. Anything you want to like reminisce about or anything? I mean, we're gonna. Well, actually, we don't want to spoil.
Yeah, I don't.
Christmas Day.
I don't want to talk about that stuff really. That was all I wanted to say. Was that I was being scared of going into reminiscing territory when I was talking about like just watching the previous episodes, things like that's a good goal. So yeah,
I mean, once again, goal of the season is very likely to be that Rob goal, isn't it?
Oh, unreal.
I don't know what could beat that really.
We've definitely done it some favours by putting Thunderstruck as the.
Yeah.
We've only been copyright.
Did we not get it for that?
Not for that one. I think it's because
I cut it up.
It must be like algorithms and stuff like that.
Why did you have to save that short?
So I was surprised. We've only had the one copyright strike. Not that it matters because we're not making any money anyway. But
so quick bit of Red Dead chat. That's topical, isn't it? We almost went into Red Dead. It's coming out the week I get married. God help me, I'm gonna get it.
Sorry, innit? The latest gameplay trailer came out was Monday, I think.
Yeah, when I was off ill and I watched
a bit disappointing.
Didn't reveal too much
Not
more,
that
did
I'm too fussed by it because I'm gonna get it anyway. It's just more stuff I can find out myself.
Just looks so good. Yeah, really hyped. I like that your hair's gonna grow. You have to like cut your hair and beard. That looks really good.
When you said that, I was like, nah, that's just gonna be another feature we think is cool. Where it's gonna be like, oh, it's so annoying.
Go back to camp, press one button to shave. It's not gonna get that long anyway, is it? Like, you know, you'll literally be able to grow your hair out down to there. Well, who knows?
Nah, we'll see.
Still, it's a nice little touch and. Like everything with advertising, they say everything's very fluid, but it will still
all in-game footage.
Yeah,
which it probably is.
That. Yeah, it looks amazing. But they claimed it will very fluidly move between missions and all that kind of thing. I'm sure it will a bit, but
not as much as
it's still a game. Yeah. So whenever they say stuff like that, when I come to play, it's always like it's still got the archetypes of the game. It has to. It's maybe in the future it will really move on. But I'll tell you what I was watching actually because
what were you watching?
I was when I was
check out his flask as well. It's amazing.
Everyone loves the flask.
Actually, look at it.
Literally everyone's been like, "Oh, what's that?"
Cool flask.
Yeah. What we got in there? Martin was like, "Oh, why have you got a champagne bottle?" When I was messaging you on Monday about the Red Dead stuff, I got stuck into watching YouTube videos then. I found one that was like the history of Rockstar, basically, where they showed every single game that Rockstar have made. They made a load of ropey shit. GTA is the first one, I think. They made a lot of weird games that I didn't know. They had like Midnight Club, that's a racing game.
Oh, I love that game.
Yeah, that was
cool.
Wicked. And like Scavengers Run, they had this one that they made loads of, where it's like a weird buggy thing, and you're like They're both like...
I had that game.
Yeah,
that was Smuggler's Run.
Yeah, Smuggler's Run.
That was wicked.
And you're kind of like... You're in this like buggy thing and you're kind of going from point to point.
Across, yeah.
It's funny because you can see all the bits that end up going into GTA 5 eventually, because Midnight Club is like this city racing game. But it's funny, it has the little yellow light tubes in it that like GTA has when you do the custom races. So I was like, oh, they were doing that from early on.
Really?
You know, like to help you.
Checkpoint.
Yeah, checkpoints, yeah. I was like, that's funny. That's like it's been in it from that game from early. There's a few other. I did a few kind of ropey things.
I never knew they did that.
Yeah.
I love that game.
Manhunt, that was in there. But it was funny. I was watching like Vice City pop up, and like I loved Vice City. That was
that one.
That was one of my favourites because I'm a bit of a metal fan, so it's got loads of 80s metal in it, so I loved it. Oh, we're at the end of the game. Let's wrap up soon. Yeah. It's funny because I watched it and I was like, oh my god, the graphics are awful. Yeah, it's so funny when you see stuff back. And like,
it's not as good as you remember, is it?
It's not until GTA 4 that I was like, oh, this game's kind of like pretty passable. And then obviously Red Dead, the first one still looks alright.
We should just quickly... We
got the goals of the week.
Here we go. Running past everyone.
Lovely.
But yeah, I know what you mean. Vice City Stories was my first GTA, and then obviously I got GTA 4. And then I hit Red Dead. I actually didn't get on the Red Dead bandwagon until it was a bit too late. Everyone kind of stopped playing it by that point. Did up by Daryl. But yeah.
Daryl's quality, by the way. It's the first video he's been in. Good feat.
Yeah, he's semi-pro. At some point, wasn't he?
He was, apparently so. I don't know the info, but yeah, maybe we'll find out about that.
Yeah.
I think we should wrap up because we've done it now. There's no need to carry on.
That went so much quicker.
I know,
literally, we were like scrambling to write down ideas before.
I know.
And we've hit two or three topics, and that was just rushing through them. I was hoping we'd get a lot more mundane questions done, but an hour goes quickly when you're doing this.
You're such good presenters.
We are. No, I would thought we would be like a lot more like. But I suppose when we've got stuff to talk about, and being the magnificently talented people we are, we don't need to.
So yeah, thanks. What's the keyword for anyone that's made it to the end that they should tell us, so that we know who our real friends are?
Pork pies.
Yeah, pork pies.
Christmas pork pies.
All right then. Cheers.
See you next week.
Bye.